Hello and welcome, friends. It turned out to be a big news Wednesday. Democracy has triumphed big time yet again in Jammu and Kashmir as the people there bumper voted in phase 2 of polling. Also in a big reveal, Muhammad Yunus, the caretaker chief of the Bangladesh government, has exposed of how Sheikh Hasina's ouster was meticulously planned operation. And then back home, we had AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi shooting from the shoulders of the Hindu community and seeking exclusivist privileges for the Muslim minority on the Waqf Bill. Those are going to be our three debates tonight. Debate number 1. Is it Naya Kashmir? Democracy takes stronger roots in Jammu and Kashmir. Debate number 2, we know now that Bangladesh coup was meticulously planned by the deep state. Yunus ousts the reality and the truth. And debate number 3 is Owaisi shooting over shoulders of the Hindu community to seek Waqf privileges. It's going to be a wider debate on Uniform Civil Code at 9 p.m. with Niranjan. But let me get you the headlines first. 54% voter turnout recorded till 5 p.m. People come out to vote in large numbers in Jammu and Kashmir as they reaffirm their faith in democracy after years. Foreign diplomats from 16 countries in the valley to witness J&K elections, but NC says we don't need your certificate.
All the young people of Bangladesh got together and said, enough is enough. We are not going to tolerate it anymore. And they didn't. Every single person in Bangladesh support this cause. And I'm very happy at the support in the people of the United States.
Muhammad Yunus is on tour to the United States, where he's engaging with various foreign leaders ahead of the UNG appearances. And there he gave a big revelation on the coup, which led to Sheikh Hasina's ouster, where he says that the move was meticulously planned.
साथ में आप बोल रहे कि एनिमल फैट आ गया तो गलत है बोल और हम भी मानते गलत है मगर यहाँ पर हमारी आस्था हमारे धर्म में ये तो वक्फ बोर्ड तो मुस्लिम धर्म का हिस्सा है तो इसलिए ये जो बिल मोदी लाए हैं वो वक्फ प्रॉपर्टीज को छीनना चाह रहे
AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi makes a bizarre analogy with Waqf and the Tirupati Laddu controversy. Says that if Hindu sentiments can be hurt, if there is adulterated Laddu served to them, then the Waqf Amendment Bill also hurts the religious sentiments of the Muslims. He also argued that government interference violates Article 26, which guarantees religious freedom and management of religious affairs. Okay, friends, we had a great day in Jammu and Kashmir, with democracy taking deeper roots as the Union Territory voted in phase 2 of the elections to the Legislative Assembly. Like in phase 1, this time too, people came out to vote in huge numbers. We cannot forget how in the general elections, Baramulla had voted more than Bombay or Mumbai. And now, with the widest choice possible that the people of Jammu and Kashmir have ever had in its history, the election is already being billed as the counter to 1987, if it was the dirtiest one. For reasons that are part of historical record now, 2024 is coming out as the freest and fairest one. If Omar Abdullah claims he is winning, and Iltija Mufti says PDP would be kingmaker, they know democracy is winning. Despite that, whining at the most positive developments continues. Omar peddled a conspiracy theory today that the mass participation was aimed at having an assembly that endorses abrogation of Article 370. He saw internationalization in the visit of diplomats to see for themselves the exercise of suffrage. And well, the same day, that Rahul Gandhi slipped between Kashmiri pundits and the POJK migrants. Friends, Jammu and Kashmir is winning. India is winning. And surprise of all, even these whiners are winning. Let's look at the developments of the day and then we debate with a panel of guests on the other side.
The world is lauding India for holding the largest democratic elections in the world.
तीसरी बार हमारी सरकार की वापसी हुई है और ऐसा पिछले 60 सालों में भारत में नहीं हुआ था.
And now, a record-breaking voter turnout in Jammu and Kashmir in the very first phase of polling.
I've never seen this kind of practice before. This is my first time, so it is satisfying.
Yeah, first time here. It's very beautiful. It's wonderful to be amongst the people who are actually here to cast their votes. I see the really vibrant enthusiasm.
It's a pleasure. It's my first time that I'm visiting Kashmir, Jammu Kashmir. So it's really a privilege to be invited by the Ministry of External Affairs to come and visit firsthand today's polling stations being open.
But the National Conference sees politics behind the global recognition of India's celebration of democracy.
यही लोग जब जम्मू कश्मीर के बारे में कमेंट करते हैं तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ से बयान आता है कि जम्मू कश्मीर जो है वो हमारा अंदरूनी मामला है, इस पे दूसरों की दखल नहीं होनी चाहिए. अगर दखल नहीं होनी चाहिए, अगर इनके कमेंट्स आपको नहीं चाहिए तो इनको यहाँ लाया क्यों जा रहा है?
This is the same Omar Abdullah who met rather covertly an American delegation. The same Omar Abdullah who is in an alliance with Rahul Gandhi, who has maligned India on foreign soil several times. This even as fissures seem to be developing in the NC Congress alliance.
After Rahul is done campaigning in 1 or 2 seats in Kashmir, he focuses in Jammu. Ultimately, what the Congress does in Kashmir is not that important. What the Congress does in Jammu is important. And unfortunately, Congress hasn't done as much in the plains of Jammu as we would expect them to do.
Why are the Abdullahs so nervous about the world witnessing Jammu and Kashmir's democratic affirmation?
All right, joining me in this conversation to represent the views of the BJP and hence the central government, Radhika Khera. She's national spokesperson of the party. We also have Sushil Pandit, columnist, Kashmiri Pandit rights activist. He's joining us live from Delhi. We also have Ahmad Ayaz, political analyst, leans towards the Congress party, joining us live from Srinagar. Also from Srinagar, political analyst, leans towards the National Conference, Dr. Pirzada, and hence I would want to begin with you, Mr. Pirzada. You know, let's try to understand. Are you winning? If yes, then isn't democracy winning? And if yes, then why this nervousness if some diplomats come and watch that freest and fairest exercise of democracy in Jammu and Kashmir? Why come out as so whining, Mr. Pirzada?
Thank you for this invite and my good evening to all the co-panelists. The question you have asked me is if it is narrative speaker up, that it's just a celebration, it's the victory of the democracy that people in the large number have come to the polling booths. Let for the sake of argument, I do endorse this. Then what is the hesitation for the government of India to come out and to the help of the people, to rescue the people? We have certain concerns. We have the concerns of dispossession. We have the concerns of unemployment. We have all of the concerns. We have the second largest unemployment in the Jammu and Kashmir. Is concerned then need to be concerned. Then what is the hesitation? What is wrong with in coming forward to help out the people? If this is celebrated, this kind of voting percentage was previously also exhibited during the parliamentary poll. I think it is appropriate to quote it here: "Damn if you do, damn if you do not." Then what to do? What Kashmiris do? If I endorse this, I take advance, come to the rescue of the people, win our hearts, win our minds, win our hearts, and address our concerns. At least there are certain. I am a student of conflict studies as well. There are conflict resolution theories, as I quoted here, that one theory at least we put in the practice. That's the W approach. For God's sake, come with the W approach and address our concern, with our heart. If you believe that this is the crown of the India.
Yes. Some issue there with the
crown of the India is in shambles whatever. But a good percentage.
Go ahead.
Hello? I'm not audible.
No, you are audible. Please go ahead, Mr. Pirzada. Complete your turn.
I emphasize, I am working on the ground. I have a primary source interaction with the people in my home constituency. I was supporting there an independent candidate who has the roots in the national conference. I believe in pragmatic politics, in realistic politics. We have suffered a lot. We have the miseries. We are a breeze of psyche and all that. Government of India should come forward and help our psyche, help our concerns. The restoration of the statehood. What started the government of India is restoration of statehood. That is not any kind of favor. That has been snatched from we people. Government of India should come forward with certain endowments, with certain measures that could heal our psyche, that could have a healing touch. What Mufti Muhammad Sayyid wants to tell. Come with a healing touch. Address our issues, address our concerns. And this kind of voting percentage, and let me add it more to this debate. The low percentage in the Srinagar district, please for 1 second, please tolerate me.
Okay.
Srinagar district being the barometer.
Okay, I don't understand, Mr. Pirzada. Go back to the visuals of Parliament, of Lok Sabha, of August 5, 2019. The Home Minister clearly said that eventually the status of Jammu and Kashmir as a state would be restored. He's on record. After that, maybe 24 times, it has been reiterated by the central government, including in the Supreme Court of India, that at an opportune moment, the statehood would be restored. So the BJP is not saying no. But Radhika Khera, my question is, you got your opening, Mr. Pirzada, I'll come back to you. Radhika Khera, this conspiracy theory or this thought, because it's campaign season and you are allowed to, make your claims, of Omar Abdullah, that the reason why we have so many players in this election this time, apart from the Muftis and the Abdullahs, the independents, the AIP, the Apni party, even the Jamaat contesting independent candidates, about a dozen of them, some other parties, People's Conference, widest possible choice. According to Omar Abdullah, this is happening because Delhi wants to create an assembly which endorses abrogation of Article 370. Are you sort of guilty of this charge as made by Omar Abdullah?
The only thing Omar Abdullah wants to do is fuel terrorism and separatism in the valley. And we've seen that, and we've seen how they have been anti-India and how they have done anti-India policies and how they've aligned with those who are anti-India. They are in alliance, the India alliance themselves is in shambles today. They have to use the media to talk to each other. Omar Abdullah can't even use the WhatsApp, Telegram or even a mere iMessage to speak to his alliance partner Rahul Gandhi. He has to go to him using media. It's a sad situation what they created for Jammu and Kashmir, and the party, that the alliance party that is talking about, and Rahul Gandhi, their senior most leader, who's the leader of opposition, does not even know the difference between Kashmiri Pandits and POK refugees. So it is a very sad situation that they created for Jammu and Kashmir, and today they are really upset with the fact that they have zero reports of any incidents that have happened or any terror incidents or anything which is out of the ordinary which has happened during the election, and that elections are taking place peacefully. They are very rattled with that. They are very rattled with the fact that there is a entire group of people coming from various countries also to see the elections and see how the greatest festival of democracy in the world's largest democracy takes place.
Yeah.
So they are rattled with that fact, how we are managing to ensure their security and the security of the voters as well, and ensure peaceful election in the state.
Okay. Interesting point that you raised, Radhika Khera.
That they're also rattled with the
that they are allies. Omar Abdullah could have picked up his iPhone and sent an iMessage or WhatsApp or Telegram or whatever he prefers and told Rahul Gandhi that please focus on Jammu, that's your territory, that's where you have more seats. Ahmed Ayaz, is the alliance coming undone as we inch closer to election results? Ahmed Ayaz, are we going to see the unraveling of the NC Congress alliance, given the statement that Omar Abdullah has made today?
Yeah, I see. As on today, it looks that Congress has been very sincere and honest so far as pre-poll alliance is concerned. And maybe there could be some compulsions with the National Conference to see that the alliance, pre-poll alliance is done, which we see that what could be the possibilities of their and being under some pressure to see that. Otherwise, possibly they would not have sought pre-poll alliance with anyone as they did with the PDP. They formed PAGD together. Then when it came to the election in the parliament, and they took their own line and they went separately for elections, despite the PDP asking that even if National Conference asks us, we will support them on all the 3 seats in the parliament. But still the National Conference has taken their own way, possibly thinking that they will have more numbers and they will be the number 1 party as far as parliament is concerned. I think same was their opinion. They were thinking same in the assembly elections also, that they would not need anybody's support. This is what I could see. But that in between a development took place, that it was said that National Conference had an hidden pact somewhere with the BJP, and in the process, Farooq Abdullah was out of the scam. Whether that is correct or not, we can't say. But it was rumored about that this has happened. And it's sensing the ground that if this goes down, the people, and they will also end with the same fate what the Apni party met, what the Sajad Loan met, even for that purpose Ghulam Nabi Azad met when they were tagged to be proxies of the BJP. Possibly the National Conference tried a pre-poll alliance with the Congress, not with the sincerity that they should be seen through on the ground, or they may make a government together, possibly because of this, to dispel the rumor that NC has made some secret pact, possibly.
We can ask Mr. Pirzada. He can dispel the rumors tonight on national TV.
So as such, sorry?
We can ask Mr. Pirzada to dispel the rumors that there is some understanding with the BJP. Mr. Pirzada, Congress party is an ally. Today you took pot shots at the Congress, and the apparent reason could be that the Congress is apprehensive that maybe behind the scenes you already have some understanding with the BJP.
Basically, I am not a spokesperson of any party. I have a much concern with our youth. Our youth is struggling. Please, for God's sake, let us not make the politics, because empowering the youth builds the tomorrow. Our tomorrow is in shambles. Our tomorrow is in the region. Come to our help. With politics, we may discuss any time, any day. I am not a spokesperson. We have the major concern. But the profound reality on the ground is that there are good number of takers for the National Conference, for the Umar Abdullah dispensation likely to come in the offing. This is a trend on the ground. Though I am not the spokesperson of the party, I do believe, and we do not dispel, there is not any kind of impression dispelled on the ground that the NC has any kind of test understanding with the BJP and all that.
Okay.
There are good number of takers. There are good number of takers right now on the ground for the NC, likely to come in the government.
Okay, it could be maybe, the swagger of this smell of victory that's making Omar Abdullah say the things that he has said. Radhika, I'll come to you, but let me get in Sushil Pandit also on this. Sushil, you see 8 or 9 players, clear, distinct players. I had forgotten to mention Ghulam Nabi Azad and his party DPAP, and he has been aggressively campaigning in the pockets that he believes he has some influence. 8 or 9 players, this has not happened in Kashmir ever. Are we looking at 2024 as the freest and fairmost election, and most importantly, a counter to 1987? In a way, Delhi sending across some message.
I think these elections are going to be very significant in the fact that there is a stratagem being deployed, and let me tell you how. Bear with me for a minute. Jammu and Valley, these are 2 separate universes in the Union Territory of J&K, and they vote contrary to each other. Those who are going to sweep the valley have very little to gain in Jammu, and those who are pinning their hopes on Jammu have very little stake in the valley. This is how it is. Now, in this game, Congress has been caught in a pincer movement. Their alliance with National Conference is a deathly embrace, is a kiss of death. Because their stakes are in Jammu, and they are the principal rivals of BJP in Jammu. By going in alliance with National Conference, they have jeopardized their chances in the Jammu region, and BJP is smiling all the way to the counting stations. This is the writing on the wall. And that is where the post-election scenario emerges crystal clear. BJP has very clearly compromised Congress in their fight against them, and Congress has willingly walked into this trap. National Conference will dump Congress because of its poor showing in Jammu, and the compulsions of an electoral mandate and to serve the people of Jammu and Kashmir and to become a responsible party in a democratic process, BJP and National Conference will come together in the post-election scenario. This is how I see these elections panning out. As far as the multiple players are concerned,
I do agree.
As far as the multiple parties are concerned, yes, it is fragmentation of the polity. It is multiplicity of options and non-options which will confuse the people. And in this process, an entire mandate will be hijacked. People will be confused. A lot of people will not cast their vote. Those who will rue the day because this vote will have very little meaning. In the process, the entire democratic process, the sanctity of it, the sincerity of it, the purity of it will be compromised.
How come?
Is my feeling.
How come? How come? Please explain again for the benefit of viewers. You are giving a little complex argument, Sushil Pandit. How come the integrity gets compromised?
I will explain it.
If what you go to people with is not very clear and upfront, and in the post-election scenario, you go absolutely against it. You go diametrically opposed to it. And let me tell you how. In 2014, PDP fought the election to stop the BJP, and BJP fought the election to stop all the anti-India, anti-national, pro-Islamist, pro-separatist, soft separatist polity of Jammu and Kashmir. In the post-election scenario, these two antagonistic formations formed a government very happily and ran this government for several years.
Radhika, I don't know how different this is, say, from the BSP and the BJP coming together, or the SP and the BSP coming together, or the Shiv Sena and the Congress coming together in Maharashtra. So in a way, Kashmir is mainstream now, Sushil Pandit. It's mainstream with the rest of the country. But let Radhika Khera respond, because you are creating a scenario where people could question the integrity. Radhika, that's a serious charge Sushil Pandit is making actually.
He can come up with any theory that he wants. But the fact, like I said, is everyone here is rattled that how are peaceful elections conducted. And NC and Congress are an alliance, they are an India alliance, and they have been criticizing the BJP government day in and day out. And like the NC spokesperson, the NC person over here, whether he's a supporter or a spokesperson, like he said, I'm not a party member. He said that for jobs have to be created. We are worried about the future of Jammu and Kashmir. Well, sir, in 3 years, there have been 0 incidents reported of patharbazi. Schools are being working. Children are getting to go to school. As well as there are no bunds being called, where every second day there was a bund being called, and our children, which are the future of the state, the future of the country, we are ensuring that the future can, go to school and ensure that their future is bright for tomorrow. And this is not what I am saying. I'm sure your journalists have also gone on ground, and people are saying that it's a fact that schools are working. There's no patharbazi. People are.
Well, I can tell you from my direct experience. I have a friend in Srinagar, And he said, you know, his kids were so happy the day of Prime Minister's rally at the Sher-e-Kashmir Stadium in Srinagar. You know why? Because they said their schools were closed for security reasons. And this is after a long, long time that their school was closed. And the kids were happy and playing. Then they got a day off from school, right? Ahmed Ayaz, you would agree that Kashmir is peaceful? That today, all the men, women, youth, they can come out without any fear and indulge in this festival of democracy to the drumbeats. And that is one achievement which is between the people of Jammu and Kashmir, of course, and the government in Delhi.
Before I come to your question, I will endorse what we call it, Mr. Sushil Pandit, regarding his assessment of post-election scenario, that possibilities of BJP coming together, NC coming together for formation of with the BJP for formation of government. I also see those possibilities, and it looks very clear to me that there are more chances of them coming together than the NDA bloc forming the government in Jammu and Kashmir. Coming to your question, that should this issue be taken, whatever we have seen today, with regard to the low voters participating, lot many candidates coming in, and then not only lot many candidates but political parties beyond Jammu and Kashmir coming and fighting elections in Jammu and Kashmir, should we treat this as a normalcy and total peaceful? No, I don't see it as that. It is an outcome, whatever we have seen today, of so many factors, not the ultimate restoration of peace. It is an outcome of that after 10 years the elections are held in Jammu and Kashmir. So
not an outcome of restoration of peace. You think peace has no contribution or no role in this fantastic atmosphere where everyone, from the locals to the foreigners who come, are feeling good about being in Srinagar and happy about the exercise?
Barring a reduction, I was coming to these points one by one. You did not, you interrupted me. You see, well, the stone pelting stoppage is a contributory factor. Nobody can deny that.
Give credit to those who managed to stop the stone pelting, right? Can you give credit? Kisko denge credit? Who gets the credit?
No, surely the way it has been handled, that all stone pelters are behind the bars. There is none, free on the roads to see that the stones are thrown. To that extent, well, security grid is very tight.
And can we say because the stone pelters are not coming out, the reason is that they are gainfully employed somewhere. Earlier they were getting rupees 500 for stone pelting. Now maybe they are getting rupees 1,000 from somewhere else without indulging or without risking their lives to stone pelting. That's why they are not stone pelting.
No, that's what I'm talking to you. Had the erstwhile government thought about it and seen in these directions, perhaps it could have been done that time also. The way BJP government has taken a decision to allow the, that jalus of, Muharram jalus, that possibly could have been done by the other governments also.
Yes, why? Let me ask this to Mr. Pirzada. Let me ask this to Mr. Pirzada. Mr. Pirzada, you have been in power so many times. NC has been in power so many times, including once, of course, in alliance with the BJP. But तब तो किसी ने नहीं सोचा मुहर्रम जुलूस का जो 1980s में बंद हुए. So if it is happening now, obviously because there is a Naya Kashmir on the ground, right?
I may add 2-3 things if you kindly tolerate me, bear me with a minute. I request you to my colleagues as well. That certain good things happening on the ground. We do endorse this.
Yes.
I conveyed you in a person why that I believe in realistic politics, in pragmatic politics. I endorse those things. But
yes,
for God's sake, please read it in introspection that Srinagar city is the barometer of the political pulse of the Jammu and Kashmir, especially at the valley. If you see the lower polling percentage in the Srinagar district, that has a much to say for the government. That has a much to say to the colonists, to the political analysis. Why there is a lower percentage? Because certain obvious reasons are there. So government of India should come forward, address those concerns, win the hearts, win the minds of the people. We believe in democracy. We believe in constitution. And number two, We have a good number of people, we have a good number of youth in jail. Their lives are getting ruined. Those are not the incorrigible criminals. If everything goes well, propriety, ethics, legality, demands that government of India should show an amnesty towards such youth and help them a free life. And let us see, they would not fly over the mountains and then they would become a criminal. Kindly come forward. Help our country.
Okay, fair enough. I have run out of time. So I would want to move on. Thank you so much, Radhika Khera, Sushil Pandit, Ahmad Ayaz, and Dr. Pirzada. Friends, you would have seen that between all the panelists, despite the fact that they are from all sides of the political spectrum, they agreed that a lot is actually changing on the ground. And that's the Naya Kashmir. And that is a victory for democracy. And that's also an achievement, both for the people of Jammu and Kashmir and, of course, for the government in Delhi to have managed this success. Moving on. We are moving on, friends. Today, at an event hosted by former US President Bill Clinton in New York, the caretaker chief of the Bangladesh regime in Dhaka, Muhammad Yunus, gave away what we have suspected for some time, that the deposing of the democratically elected Sheikh Hasina government in Bangladesh was a meticulously planned coup. His benefactors by his side, Yunus used those words actually, that the coup was not out-of-hat revolution. It was a meticulously designed thing. I'll play the video for you, and you would see a genuflecting Yunus introducing 3 student leaders whom he calls the brains behind the dethroning of the Hasina government. The students understand the awkwardness of the big reveal. But Yunus, beholden to his benefactors and masters in the US, goes on to spill the beans nevertheless. The same Yunus had no answers on the targeting of Hindu minorities of Bangladesh when questioned by an Indian journalist from the news agency ANI in New York today itself. This on a day when there was a march in Dhaka demanding that Durga Pujo pandals not be put up near Muslim religious places. Tonight, let's hold a mirror to the deniers of minority targeting in Bangladesh, as the Western deep state stands exposed. Look at that big Yunus reveal on Bangladesh coup, and then we come back to discuss.
As the 79th UNGA session goes on in New York, world leaders, including Bangladesh Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus, came under one roof. Yunus was seen in close proximity to his Western allies, including US President Joe Biden, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. However, the most surprising speech of Yunus came at his old friend Clinton's Global Initiative event. Listen in to what he had to say.
While I'm speaking on that theme, I didn't realize what will happen in Bangladesh. Suddenly, all the young people of Bangladesh got together and said, enough is enough. We are not going to tolerate it anymore. And they didn't. They mobilized the whole nation together. It's not just the young people. Every single person in Bangladesh support this cause. And I'm very happy with the support in the people of the United States to make that happen.
With weeks of what was called a student-led movement, has Muhammad Yunus finally outed the playbook? Was Hasina's ouster, quote-unquote, meticulously planned all along?
All right, joining us in this conversation, Tara Kartha, former director of the National Security Council Secretariat. She is joining us live from Delhi. She's a diplomat. She has held a long stint at the NSC. And we also have Dr. Joseph Chalil, author and publisher. He's joining us live from the United States, from Florida, in fact. And I would want to begin with Dr. Jahidul Bari, chairman of the Bangladesh Autism and Disability Institute, but he's an activist who takes pro-Bangladesh caretaker government view. It's not clear whether he would take a pro-BNP view also, but let's see. Dr. Bari, you must have heard that statement of Muhammad Yunus, the chief advisor to the caretaker government of Bangladesh. He was speaking in New York, and it's clear. He said that it was meticulously planned. It was not a revolution that students came together, started protesting, and it turned into a mass rebellion against the Sheikh Hasina government, and hence she had to go. It was planned to a last detail, perhaps. Of course, he stopped short of saying that maybe if Sheikh Hasina had stayed back, she would have been killed. He was speaking to international audience. But then that's a big reveal. It's a coup that has happened in Bangladesh, backed by the Western deep state.
Yeah, definitely. Can you listen to me?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you for inviting me in this debate, and I'm privileged to be attended here. And the question was the Professor Yunus, the Nobel laureate, Bangladeshi chief of the interim government right now, and he told in his speech that it was planned before and it was meticulously planned. Yes, I think so, because it wasn't a matter that to be happened very suddenly. Because Sheikh Hasina regime, Sheikh Hasina, she was a dictator, and she operated the autocracy in the last almost 16 years, 15 and a half years. So the Bangladesh and the people of Bangladesh, almost 17 crore people, they were very, very tortured by the government of Sheikh Hasina and the tools of the government.
Okay.
And that's why the people were very, very unhappy on Sheikh Hasina, and they were getting prepared to be escaped from the torture of Sheikh Hasina. And finally, it was the revolution done by the students as well as all the stakeholders of the country, all the professionals, all the people, and it was a great revelation.
Dr. Bari,
definitely meticulously planned.
You sort of dodged my question. Muhammad Yunus, if you listen to him, was very clear that these are the masterminds, these are the brains behind that entire operation.
Sorry?
Muhammad Yunus, your leader as of today, when he introduced those 3 students, he clearly said that these are masterminds of the operation. These are the brains behind the operation, which was meticulously planned. So obviously, you're dodging my question. My question is, isn't it clear now that it was a coup planned by the Western deep state, and Muhammad Yunus today showing to his masters that these are the brains behind the execution of that project? Did we lose the link there? I think we lost the link there. Let's try and connect again. And till that time, let me get in Dr. Tara Kartha on this. Madam Kartha, you would have heard that soundbite, and it becomes clear. I mean, I'm really appalled at the kind of body language that Muhammad Yunus had and showed in front of that crowd of the Clinton Foundation, in front of former President Bill Clinton. The way he holds his hand, the way he sort of genuflects. Isn't it a big giveaway, even by optics, even by way of reading the body language, that he's reporting to his bosses?
Well, it is not what one would expect a chief advisor of a country to do. Certainly not. I mean, it's to say that, here is the person who helped me the most. That sounds really strange. Even if I were to give him the benefit of the doubt, the things that he's saying I mean, there's clearly this image which is showing right now. There's this looking up to, somebody who's apparently helped him out a lot. But I don't know whether he actually said that. I mean, introducing the students, the 3 students leaders, who were obviously they are the masterminds, but they were the masterminds back in Bangladesh. And there was, as the gentleman said, there were a bunch of students who were protesting, and student protests are certainly not unusual. There's a lot of strength within Bangladesh on the students' movements. I mean, we've seen it before. So I don't know. I mean, this is something. It is a little unnerving. Certainly, it is unnerving to see the image which you're showing right now, also of a protege that Clinton is showing it. So it's I don't know if it's deliberate or otherwise.
Joseph Chalil.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm taking it to Joseph Chalil. I can absolutely understand and appreciate what you're saying, madam, because it looks bad. I'm sure Dr. Bari, whether he admits it on camera or not, would feel bad that their leader is behaving in the manner that he did. But Joseph Chalil, it is amply clear now that these people who are serenading Muhammad Yunus, including Bill Clinton, including Joe Biden, and I want to put out those pictures also of Joe Biden really giving him a paternalistic hug when the 2 leaders met on the sidelines of the UNGA. And this is the picture, not this one, the other one where he's just hugging, and again, Muhammad Yusuf is bowing down literally. And the third picture, yes, this one, this picture, Joseph Chalil, is a clear giveaway of how protective they are of Muhammad Yunus, how they see them almost as their baby. And that's a giveaway. Americans really wanted Sheikh Hasina out, and they are so happy for Muhammad Yunus to be in the government in Dhaka, holding forth for them.
So sad to see the double standard of my country here in the US. There was a press release or a briefing by the White House put out last night, late last night, showing that both leaders affirmed a close partnership between US and Bangladesh, which is rooted in shared democratic values and strong people-to-people ties. Just listen to that. Strong democratic values. We just instigated an uprising to overthrow a democratically elected government in Bangladesh, instilled a non-elected government, and then we are saying President Biden and Mr. Yunus are sharing the democratic values. It clearly goes to show we speak from the both sides of the mouth, and we can clearly show that Biden, and not just the Biden in the Clinton initiative, which is co-funded by the Open Society and the Soros initiatives, were funding these initiatives. As you can see from press releases, that they started funding Dhaka University projects from 2018, 2015, as publicly known. I'm pretty sure they planned this even maybe before. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. This has been in the works for the past decade, and no one knew about it. This was public information that they were funded $10 million, then more money to create scholarship funds for Rohingya Muslims, and then for Dhaka University students. So this has been in the works for a long time. Yeah. And this is a continuation of the Arab Spring mistake, what America has been doing. So we believe we talk about democracy, but when it's convenient for us. But when it's not convenient, yeah, we would love to get our friends elected in high places. Ultimately, absolutely. What America wants is a base in the Bay of Bengal.
It's a proper regime change operation that was in the making for almost a decade and more. In fact, I have some WikiLeaks data or details with me, and Madam Kartha, you would also be interested in listening to this, as also, of course, all our viewers watching. It's of February 13, 2007. Dr. Bari, I'm coming to you to ask.
Yes.
This is after a meeting that the Consul General of the United States in Kolkata had with Muhammad Yunus, where Muhammad Yunus apparently told the Consul General or the US diplomat that while there are Muslim fundamentalists in Bangladesh, but they are only a fringe element. Dr. Bari. And that Yunus himself was interested in joining politics. He said there is risk, but I would still want to join politics. Dr. Bari, you know, look at those pictures again of Muhammad Yunus in New York today at the Clinton Foundation event, and the way when he introduces those 3 students. I was surprised to see this girl wearing a hijab. Now, hijab is not the national dress of Bangladesh. If Yunus is saying that these fundamentalists, these radicals are only fringe, why is he showing a girl from Bangladesh in a hijab, which is not the national dress of Bangladesh? She could have very well been in a sari. Look at the picture. This is not from Bangladesh. This is from Iran.
Let me say, please.
Muhammad Yunus is pandering to a very radical version of Islam.
Yeah, let me say, please. I would like to say about the hijab, first of all. You asked me. Yes, hijab is not the national dress of Bangladesh, but you must remember that Bangladesh is a Muslim majority country where almost more than 92% of our people are Muslim, and our males, our females, we all are mostly Muslims, and we do offer our Islamic dresses regularly. You know, according to the religion, you can dress up yourself as per your religion. It is, I think, not prohibited anywhere. And so I think that girl you show me in the screen, she put on the hijab.
No, the larger point I am making, Dr. Bari, is that Muhammad Yunus clearly is pandering to the extremist sentiment back home in Dhaka by serenading a girl from Bangladesh who could have very well been in a sari, the national dress of Bangladesh, instead in a hijab, right? Now, the reason why I say that Muhammad Yunus is effectively, you know, running with the hare and hunting with the hound, because today only, when he was asked whether Hindu minorities are being targeted, he refused to answer that. Yesterday, we had the foreign advisor of the caretaker government again in New York saying that no, that is not happening. Now, today, a protest has happened in Dhaka, Dr. Bari, and please answer this, where the majority community of Bangladesh, they said that they are not going to allow Durga Puja near a Muslim religious place. Now, look at this particular instance. Durga Puja was to be performed in Sector 11 playground. It had been happening there for many years. And now the local people there said, no, it will not happen at this playground. The organizers of the Puja Pandal moved it to Sector 13 in Dhaka, in Uttara area. Must be a district of Dhaka. And there also the local people said, no, we will not allow it here also. Wherever it used to happen, take it there. And they organized a protest. So obviously, the Hindu minority is getting targeted, Dr. Bari. And Muhammad Yunus, for all the projection of integrity that he does, is refusing to accept the truth.
No, I don't think so, because the Durga Puja is going on, and in my perspective, I saw throughout my age that the people of Bangladesh, they enjoy to organize Durga Puja and other puja. I know the Saraswati Puja, that is for the education purpose. So the Muslim people, the Hindu people, and the other caste, they all actually feel enjoyed during the puja, and I think there is no happening that someone or somebody they are protesting against puja. No, there is no evidence there. But could be you are talking about the field in sector 11 or 13 in Uttara Dhaka. It could be due to the rainfall. You know, some rains have been going on for the last 3 days, and I think it could be because in Uttara, I know in Uttara there are few big puja mandaps. You know, the mandaps where the Hindu people come to make their puja. So there are some big puja mandaps in Uttara and other areas in Dhaka.
Okay.
You know, Dhakeshwari Mandir. Dhakeshwari
Still in
Mandir
denial.
is
Still in denial. Still in denial. But let me come back to the coup part. Now, there is a reason why we say that there has been a long-standing collusion between Muhammad Yunus, who's now the head of the Bangladesh government, and the US deep state. There is a reason why I am saying so. Dr. Bari, and listen to me. Dr. Kartha, I would want to get you in on this. Again, from the same WikiLeaks, emails that Muhammad Yunus wrote to his benefactors in the US, to one Vervier Melanie S., where he is briefing the Americans about his meeting with the US ambassador in Dhaka, where he says that I have received presidential medal from the US. Everyone has congratulated me for the work of Grameen Bank, but Sheikh Hasina has not done this. So you can see the depth of the problem. Dr. Tara Karta, he is writing. So you can see the depth of the problem. I thought I should keep you briefed and let you figure out what needs to be done. Thanks for your help. Give my regards to H. H is Hillary, I believe. H. Give my regards to H. See you in the CGI and Hilton event soon. Yunus. Animosity between Yunus and Sheikh Hasina goes back to 2007, 2009. And that is something which has propelled him to this position, because the Americans thought he's the best asset. He does not get along with Sheikh Hasina. He would be handy for us.
Yeah, I think that WikiLeaks which you pulled out, it sounds pretty damning. I mean, it sounds pretty terrible that he would have such a kind of the problem here is what I didn't like. I'm prepared to be completely impartial on this, but when you have attacks on minorities, which are very serious, okay, they're his people, right? They are Bangladesh people. And then he says, oh, this is all political. You can't brush something aside saying it's political when people are getting your people. They are your people, right? And when they are getting hit, you say it's political and you just walk away. That is when I was wondering, I said, what is going on? And much of the protests happened after, this Sheikh Hasina left and this thing went on, and his meeting with the extremist leaders. All these things are, they are very worrisome. And now you bring out this WikiLeaks thing and this whole...
I have another one, Madam Karta, in fact, another one, equally damning, And thanks to Qatar for getting this for us, because I was not aware of this. This is fantastic. This is another mail he's writing to a State Department official called Vervier Melanie S. Obviously, this person happens to be someone who can help Yunus reach Hillary Clinton, who was the Secretary of State at that time in 2009 in the Obama administration. He's saying that Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is coming. You must have seen her speech on the floor of the parliament. I have highlighted some sections or portions of the report for the benefit of Hillary Clinton. Please show it to her. Please play the role of peacemaker between me and Sheikh Hasina. He is begging for intervention by the Americans as far back as 2009. Dr. Bari, you can't say that. Yes. You just can't say that Muhammad Yunus is not the handmaiden of the Americans, a tool in the hands of the American deep state to execute the coup which Yunus admitted tonight in New York.
No, I cannot agree with you, because...
You can't agree, you need not agree, but you can't deny this WikiLeaks email of Muhammad Yunus, two of them, to writing to his masters in the Obama administration at that time.
It could be due to some diplomatic matters, but about the coup, I want to say it wasn't a coup made by Professor Yunus, or wasn't a coup made by USA. I must agree that it was a coup made by the people of Bangladesh. It was a coup...
It was a coup executed by the people of Bangladesh for sure, but it was a coup which was meticulously planned somewhere else. And that is, of course, a big reveal that has come today. Thank you so much, Dr. Bari and Dr. Kartha, and of course, Dr. Chalil, for joining us for this very engaging conversation. We have been maintaining it for a while that what has happened in Bangladesh is not organic. The students might have been mobilized, but there was somebody backing them, somebody planning for them. They only executed a plan. Muhammad Yunus today has ousted or outed that plan and the planners because he was standing with them. We leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us. On the other side of a short break, Niranjan comes back with the Waqf and the Uniform Civil Code debate. Join in.
"13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.
National anger on Laddu Waqf comparison. Team Owaisi wades into Laddu controversy. How can you compare Laddu to Waqf? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
Director, the taste of success.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.
National anger on Laddu Waqf comparison. Team Owaisi wades into Laddu controversy. How can you compare Laddu to Waqf? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
This is Republic Cucina Studio, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news and updates. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Let's get started.
National anger on Laddu Waqf comparison. Team Owaisi wades into Laddu controversy. how can you compare Laddu to Waqf? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic. From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for the debate.
Thank you for joining us on the debate at 9 p.m. I'm Niranjan Narayanaswamy, filling in for Arnab Goswami, who will be back on this show very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight at 9 p.m. we're coming to you with two subjects. From 9 to 9:45, the very controversial subject of the Tirupati Laddu. We've been debating it for the last 3 to 4 days. But why are we picking it up once again today? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this show and if you're a Hindu, then you will be as angry as I am on the Tirupati Laddu controversy. Now, I felt when I heard Asaduddin Owaisi's comment today while making a comparison to the Tirupati Laddu to the Waqf Bill and talking about Asta versus Asta, I felt that comparison was not required. And that is why we in the newsroom at Republic Media Network felt this is a subject that we should pick up to remind Asaduddin Owaisi and those supporting him why such a comparison is blasphemous. Here are the headlines on the show tonight.
प्रसाद में आप बोल रहे कि एनिमल फैट आ गया तो गलत है, बोल पर हम भी मानते गलत है, मगर यहाँ पर हमारी आस्था हमारे धर्म में ये तो वक्फ बोर्ड तो मुस्लिम धर्म का हिस्सा है, तो इसलिए ये जो बिल मोदी लाए हैं वो वक्फ प्रॉपर्टीज को छीनना चाह रहे हैं.
Owaisi stokes another controversy. Sitting in Hyderabad, he wades into the Laddu controversy, compares Laddu controversy to the Waqf Bill. Says the feeling is the same. Many slamming Asaduddin Owaisi politically, and even viewers, normal public, asking Owaisi what's the link and why he's trying to pour ghee on the insult. Another record turnout in Jammu and Kashmir in the second phase of elections. We have a heated debate coming up on the show. Asaduddin Owaisi likes to make comparisons and he likes to give sound bites just to provoke the people. And he's done it again, using the trending and debating subject of Tirupati Laddus. While making the comparison of Tirupati Laddus to the Waqf Bill, he says the feeling is the same in the Hindu community when it comes to Tirupati Laddus. Similarly, he says that's how the Muslim community feels when it comes to the Waqf Bill. Can he make that comparison at all? Is there a comparison at all? What's the link? Here's what he said, and then we debate.
The political slugfest over the Waqf reform bill is making headlines. This after AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi's fiery verbal attack on the BJP and RSS.
ये एक झूठा प्रोपेगेंडा बीजेपी आरएसएस ये कर रही है पूरे देश में कि वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी जो है वो एक प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी है. बीजेपी इसको ऐसा बता रही है कि ये गवर्नमेंट प्रॉपर्टी है. दूसरा एक झूठा प्रोपेगेंडा बीजेपी आरएसएस और उनके अलाइज की तरफ से किया जा रहा है कि वक्फ बोर्ड के पास देश में 9,40,000 एकड़ जमीन है, ये एक अफवाह फैलाई जा रही है।
Drawing a bizarre parallel between the Waqf Board and the Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam, the AIMIM MLA questioned why the former should allow outsiders when the TTD doesn't.
प्रसाद में आप बोल रहे कि एनिमल फैट आ गया तो गलत है, बोल हम भी मानते गलत है, नहीं आना चाहिए, उनकी आस्था है। मगर यहां पर हमारी आस्था, हमारे धर्म में ये तो वक्फ बोर्ड तो मुस्लिम धर्म का हिस्सा है, तो इसलिए ये जो बिल मोदी लाए हैं, उनकी सरकार लाई है, वो वक्फ प्रॉपर्टीज को छीनना चाह रहे।
Meanwhile, Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju spoke about extensive consultation rounds that are underway.
वक्फ अमेंडमेंट बिल तो आप लोग को पता है पेश किया है, अब जॉइंट पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी के पास गए हैं और हम चाहते हैं कि ये विंटर सेशन आते आते जॉइंट पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी अपना काम पूरा करे।
The question is, despite extensive consultations, why is Owaisi engaging in constant politicization? Why is Owaisi putting the Tirupati Laddu issue and the Waqf amendment row on the very same pedestal? Is the adulteration of the sacred Tirupati Prasadam the same as the demand for institutional transparency? Amid a fresh upward in the political saber rattling over the Waqf Bill, the biggest question: can the JPC arrive at a consensus on the proposed reforms?
Joining us on the debate this evening are Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP. I have Ratan Sharda, author. Jyotsna Trinagari, national spokesperson of the TDP. I have Adil Hassan, national spokesperson of the AIMIM. Professor Pullarao, political analyst, and Abdul Razak, yet to join us. Okay. Adil Hassan, see, Asaduddin Owaisi is a very educated barrister, very well spoken. I've seen Asaduddin Owaisi, I've met him, I've spoken to him several times. I speak to him often, when there is a news story. Asaduddin Owaisi, the barrister and the educated man, is very different in public than when he is in private when it comes to matters of religious affairs. But I would expect Asaduddin Owaisi to know the difference between religious sentiments and matters of governance. See, Waqf is a regulation, right? Waqf is a matter of regulation. The Tirupati Laddu is a matter of religious sentiments. I'll tell you why. I'll give you an example, right? And I'm not naming any religion, and I'm requesting all our panelists to be very calm in this debate because, it's concerning religion, and please don't speak out of turn and don't make any comments that will hurt religious sentiments. See, I'm coming from the city of Bengaluru. I was born in the city of Bengaluru, okay? Adil. And many years ago, and almost 2 decades ago, I will tell you, there were some scoundrels, okay? You know what these scoundrels would do? These scoundrels would cut a pig's head and they would throw it into a place of worship. I'm not naming the place of worship. I'm not saying which religions the scoundrels belong to, but these scoundrels would do that. That is a matter of religious sentiment, okay? Now, let's leave that aside. Now, my point is, you can't compare Tirupati Laddus to Waqf. There is no comparison. Was it required, Adil?
No, may I speak?
Yes, please.
सर, बड़ी सब्र से आपकी बात सुना, उम्मीद है कि आप भी मेरी बात सुने।
Yes.
आप जो देश की भावना की बात कर रहे हैं, इस देश को यह भी सोचना चाहिए कि एक 80 साल की महिला उड़ीसा में अपना ओल्ड एज पेंशन के लिए वहां भाजपा सरकार है, उसको 2 किलोमीटर क्रॉल करना पड़ा। गाजियाबाद में
सर, ये रिलीजियस वापस दो स्टेप पीछे लीजिए। ये हम आएंगे इस बात पे, इस मुद्दे पे आएंगे। हमने 1 मिनट, मुझे पता था आप ये करेंगे।
ये भी एक रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट,
मुझे पता था। नहीं, ये देखिए, आगे मैं रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ। 1 मिनट, मैं रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ। नहीं, रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट, एक मिनट आदिल प्रोवोक मत कीजिए आप, ये रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट की बात है, रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट के बारे में बात नहीं कीजिए आप, रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट के बारे में बात कीजिए आप, नहीं मत कीजिए आप, मत कीजिए आप, मत कीजिए आप, मत कीजिए आप,
क्या नहीं करे, 30 में चॉप किया गया, ये भी
नहीं, मैं आपको पूछ रहा हूँ, कंपैरिजन क्या है यहाँ पे, कंपैरिजन क्या है?
बैरिस्टर असदुद्दीन ओवैसी साहब ने जैसे अगर आपका सेंटिमेंट, अगर आपका लड्डू में सेंटिमेंट है तो हमारा भी वक्फ बोर्ड सेंटिमेंट है, ये हमारे बाप दादा ने जमीन की है। I will not join. Ask Mr. संजू वर्मा to
मिस्टर नहीं, मिसेस संजू वर्मा, एक मिनट, मिस संजू वर्मा, 1 मिनट, मिस संजू वर्मा, एक मिनट,
मुझे बोलने दीजिए।
संजू वर्मा is a lady who is joining us. She is a BJP spokesperson, not मिस्टर नहीं है, एक मिनट सुन लीजिए आप, एक मिनट आदिल जी सुन लीजिए आप।
She got the best expert in interruption.
नहीं, एक मिनट, आपका कंपैरिजन में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो गया AIMIM को वायरिंग, थोड़ा वायरिंग में प्रॉब्लम है आज, कंपैरिजन गलत कंपैरिजन हो रहा है, एक मिनट,
मेरा वायरिंग बहुत अच्छा है, आपको
सुन लीजिए आप, एक मिनट सुन लीजिए आप, एक मिनट, होल्ड ऑन, आई गिव यू 20 seconds टू कम टू द पॉइंट। मेरा जो मुद्दा था, मुद्दे पे आइए आप, रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट के बारे में 20 सेकंड देता हूं, उसके बाद संजू वर्मा।
अगर वक्फ बोर्ड हमारे बाप दादा ने अल्लाह और अल्लाह के रसूल के नाम पर दिया है, वो हमारा रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट है। अगर आपका लड्डू में रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट है, हम उसकी इज्जत करते हैं। उस बोर्ड का मेंबर में जो भी मेंबर थे सब नॉन मुस्लिम थे, उसमें बीजेपी का एमएलए भी था, चंद्रबाबू नायडू उस वक्त राहुल गांधी के गोद में खेल रहे थे, वाईएसआर केंद्र में मोदी सरकार का समर्थन किए थे, उसमें हमारा कोई गलती नहीं है। हम चाहते हैं दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो, लेकिन वक्फ बोर्ड हमारा सेंटिमेंट है। व्हाई यू आर इंटरफेयरिंग?
अरे एक मिनट, ये क्या सेंटिमेंट के बारे में बात हो रही है? एक मिनट आदिल जी, 20 सेकंड हो गया, एक मिनट, 20 सेकंड हो गया, 20 सेकंड हो गया, अभी 20 सेकंड हो गया, 20 सेकंड हो गया, अभी आप चुप रहिए, आप चुप रहिए। मैं सेंटिमेंट के बारे में मैं भी बोल सकता हूं। ओके संजू, व्हेन पीपल, अरे सुन लीजिए भाई साहब सुन लीजिए, सेंटिमेंट के बारे में बात कर, नहीं एक मिनट सुन लीजिए, आप सुन लीजिए, मैं बोलता हूं सेंटिमेंट क्या होता है। सेंटिमेंट ये होता है जब आप जाते हो और तुम बोलते हो, आप माने पता नहीं कौन, लेकिन वो जाके बोलते हैं तमिलनाडु में कि मंदिर वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी का है, वो भी सेंटिमेंट है। संजू का चांस है, आप प्लीज चुप रहिए, सुन लीजिए आप। संजू वर्मा का चांस है, संजू को सुन लीजिए आप, संजू को सुन लीजिए आप।
संजू को सुनते
नहीं, अभी बात ही नहीं शुरू हुई, बैटिंग नहीं
शांत हो जाइए, अभी आपके बोलने की बारी खत्म है, मेरे बोलने की बारी है, शांत रहिए और सुनिए।
उनको पता भी नहीं है, पता भी नहीं है आपको, मैं बोलता हूं संजू के बाद।
Few very quick points. Niranjan, can you ask this man to stop giving me background music? I did not heckle him. शांत हो जाइए आदिल हसन, आपकी बारी में बोलिए
प्लीज। आप आदिल ये सही नहीं है, आदिल सही नहीं है, सुन लीजिए आप, सुन लीजिए आप।
Stop making stupid blabbers on national television. Thank you.
आदिल प्लीज डोंट हेकल हर। हेलो आदिल, एक मिनट, 1 मिनट, आदिल मत कीजिए, ये गलत है। 1 मिनट, संजू वेट, डोंट, ही विल कीप हेकलिंग यू। 1 सेकंड आदिल, ये ठीक नहीं है। नहीं सुन लीजिए, जब आप बात कर रहे थे, सुन लीजिए आप, बहुत सीरियस मामला है, प्लीज आप ऐसे मत कीजिए आप, मैंने आपको वार्निंग दे रहा हूं, मत कीजिए आप। जब वो बात करी थी मैंने उनको बोला था, मैंने उनको भी बोला था चुप रहने के लिए, आप प्लीज आप चुप रहिए, अभी चुप रहिए आप, नहीं आप चुप रहिए, आप चुप रहिए, आप 1 मिनट चुप रहिए आप 1 मिनट, 1 मिनट प्लीज। नो प्लीज डोंट क्रॉस द लाइन।
ठीक से बोलिए,
आप मुझे बोल रहे हैं,
किसको लो कीजिए,
किसको बोल रहे हैं, किसको मुझे बोल रहे हैं? मेरे ट्यूशन टीचर है आप, मेरे ट्यूशन टीचर है आप मेरे ट्यूशन टीचर हो। मैं संजू को भी बोला चुप रहने के लिए, आप चुप रहिए 1 मिनट। अरे डिबेट को बर्बाद मत कीजिए आप प्लीज, सभ्यता है, सुन लीजिए। मैं एक और बार रिपीट कर रहा हूं, मेरे क्वेश्चन रिपीट कर रहा हूं, सुन लीजिए आप, क्वेश्चन रिपीट कर रहा हूं, ये संजू के लिए है और अब बात नहीं करेंगे संजू के ऊपर। Waqf board in Tamil Nadu, to all our viewers, one example I'm giving. Religious sentiments. Waqf board in Tamil Nadu recently claimed ownership of an entire village. The village has a 1,500-year-old temple. The temple is older than the religion claiming it. That is religious sentiment. Sanju.
Thank you. Niranjan, first and foremost, thank you for, reining all of us in and ensuring that we don't speak out of turn. I have some very few quick points to make. The most important point is this. Asaduddin Owaisi has repeatedly said that the Waqf Amendment Act is against the spirit of Article 25 of the Constitution, because Article 25 gives everybody the freedom to profess, practice and propagate a religion of their choice. But Asaduddin Owaisi forgets that the very Constitution which gives him, you, me rights under Article 25 also says that every fundamental right of the Indian Constitution is subject to public order, morality and health. No fundamental right functions in vacuum. That is my point number one. My point number two is this. Asaduddin Owaisi also says that the Waqf Amendment Act is against the spirit of Article 26 of the Constitution, which gives minorities, including Muslims, the rights to administer religious institutions of their choice in the manner that they deem fit. What Asaduddin Owaisi forgets to mention is that there is a very big disclaimer within Article 26. Article 26 clearly says that any religious group can manage and administer religious institutions of their choice, but subject to the legal and the jurisdictional provisions as per the Indian Constitution and as per the law of the land, which means that Article 26 also does not function in a vacuum or in isolation. Finally, the larger jurisprudence of the law of the land will prevail over everything else. The third and most important point is this. Asaduddin Owaisi says that this is a figment of our imagination, figment of the BJP's wild imagination, figment of the Modi government, but this is nobody's figment. These are hard facts, and the hard facts are these. There are today 8.7 lakh Waqf properties. The total value of these properties is in excess of 1.2 lakh crore, and the total land that the Waqf board currently has under its ambit is in excess of 9.4 lakh acres. But the most important point is this, which Asaduddin Owaisi needs to hear loud and clear. He says that the Waqf board is representative of the larger Muslims, and I did some homework, Niranjan, and I was shocked to find out that there are only 32 Waqf boards in India, out of which there are only 2 Shia Waqf boards, one in Bihar, one in Uttar Pradesh. So the Waqf board basically represents only Sunni Muslims. It does not represent Shias, it does not represent Hazaras, it does not represent Ahmadiyas, it does not represent Boras. For Asaduddin Owaisi to say that the Waqf board is representative of the interests of the larger
Can I get the AIMIM counter, Sanju?
Hence absolute rubbish.
Yeah, okay. Sanju, I want to give the AIMIM 30 seconds to counter you, and then I want to open up the debate. I want to get the other panelists in. In all fairness, Adil, आपको 30 सेकंड दे रहा हूं रिस्पॉन्ड करने के लिए, कीजिए, लेकिन फैक्चुअल काउंटर दीजिए आप.
सबसे पहले जो वक्फ बोर्ड की बात कर रहे हैं, वक्फ बोर्ड जो है वो वक्फ बोर्ड का जो सीईओ होता है और सीईओ सरकार का अधीनस्थ होता है, ज्वाइंट सेक्रेटरी रैंक का ऑफिसर होता है. वो कोई शरिया कोर्ट और कोई मुस्लिम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन उसको अपॉइंट नहीं करती है. और ट्रिब्यूनल चेयरमैन इज अपॉइंटेड बाय द चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ दैट सब उस स्टेट. और आप जो बार बार बोल रहे हैं 12 लाख एकड़ से ज्यादा हिंदू इंडोनमेंट बोर्ड के पास जमीन है आंध्र प्रदेश, तेलंगाना, तमिलनाडु और उड़ीसा में. उसका वो वक्फ बोर्ड से लाखों ज्यादा है. ये बार बार
कौन बोल रहे हैं आप?
किया जा रहा है कि वक्फ बोर्ड को, ये सच्चाई में बोल रहा हूं, आई कैन गिव यू ऑल द एविडेंस. और महिला पहले से रहती थी, 2 महिला पहले से रहती थी.
सरासर झूठ बोल रहे हैं.
Hello. One second. I'm opening. Sanju, don't respond to him. Adil, counter coming. 1 minute. Counter coming. Adil, counter coming. 1 minute. Adil, hold on. Counter coming. 1 minute. Counter. Sanju, wait. Don't respond to him. Sanju, don't respond to him. Sanju, don't respond to him. Sanju, don't respond to him. Don't respond. I mean, 1 minute. I'm opening it up. Please. I want to bring in the other panelists. I'll bring in Abdul Razak at this point along with Jyotsna. Okay? And I'll give you an anecdote. Ratan Sharda, listen to this. Abdul Razak was in the Republic Kannada studio a few days back. He's in Bengaluru. So we had a debate in Kannada. He's a Kannada-speaking, Muslim leader from Bengaluru. He was there in one of our debates, in the Tirupati Laddu debate. And our anchor in the studio had laddus from Tirupati. There is a TTD office in Bengaluru, so we managed to get, the laddus from there. And on that debate, at the end of the debate, we thought
in the right spirit, we'll give that laddu to everybody in the studio. You know, everybody, if you're in Bengaluru, if you know, people celebrate festivals together, it's common, right? All our panelists had the laddu. But Abdul Razak did not have the laddu. He had a doubt.
Because I'm not a hypocrite.
No, hear me. Calm down. Abdul Razak did not have the laddu because he had a doubt whether there were traces of pork in that laddu, and I respect that.
Sir,
you should respect that.
What are you talking about when there are reports of the Gujarat lab saying that there was
yes.
lard and...
Sir, listen.
You know,
Hello. Wait, I haven't completed my question. Can you come? Let me complete my question.
We will not eat
no, you
any
didn't.
product which is mixed with pork, fat,
Don't. Abdul Razak, verbal diarrhea is not good. Hear my question first.
Sir,
Hear my
it is
question.
not verbal diarrhea. I'm not
Hear my
I
question.
will not eat, I will not eat.
I have not.
That is my religion.
I have not asked a question. Why are you reacting? My question was, you didn't eat that because there are traces, which has now been confirmed. So I respect that. That is religious sentiment which must be respected.
Yes.
Abdul, that is religious, a sentiment that should be respected. But how is it that when you go stake claim to a temple that has been there for 1,500 years, for towns, you stake claim on towns and villages that existed for 1,500 years. You want that property, right? Is that not religious sentiment? I want Jyotsna. Okay, Razak first and then Jyotsna. Jyotsna ji, give him a minute to respond. Give him a minute to respond, Jyotsna ji.
Belongs to Tamil Nadu. We are not making baseless claims like Taj Mahal means Tejo Mahal, Qutub Minar is Vishnu Stambh. We are not making any Tom, Dick and Harry stories, and we are not making, baseless claims. The claim has a valid proof for that. And that was the reason why it was said that the said land in Tamil Nadu belongs to Waqf Board. Are there any baseless claims like Taj Mahal ko Tejo Mahal bana do, Qutub Minar ko Vishnu Stambh bana do? We are not talking rubbish and we are not talking nonsense. Adulteration in any form, even if it
I am going to stop you at that stage. Razak, pause. I want Jyotsna to respond. Razak, hold on. Factual counter. Razak, Jyotsna ji, I'm asking you a question. I'm stopping him right there because I want to factually counter him. He said we are not talking cock bull stories, right? We're not making up such stories. Those were the words used by Abdul Razak. Abdul Razak, I will hammer your point right now with the cock and bull story that the Waqf Board came up with. The cock and bull story. By the way, before I tell you the year, the Star of Islam is marked in the year 610. Okay? The Waqf Board claimed ownership of the entire Tiruchendurai village in Tamil Nadu. The village has a 1,500-year-old Manindiyalvalli Sameti Chandrasekhara Swami temple, 1,500 years old. The temple is older than the religion of Islam.
Temple.
That is a cock and bull story. Laying claim to that is a cock and bull story. Jyotsna, it's Jyotsna's turn. I want Jyotsna to come in. I've given you your turn. Jyotsna is coming in. Wait. Jyotsna is coming in. Razak, I told you. Hold on. Jyotsna.
Listen. Hold on. This is what they want exactly, Niranjan. I'm telling you this. The mere statement of Asaduddin Owaisi is just not a pure reflection of his notorious mindset, but also the fact that he's politically immature. I'll tell you why. Here, let's talk about two issues, because he compared two issues. Waqf Board ka issue is more about legal definitions, property rights, and management and something like that. Isn't it, Niranjan? Whereas the Tirupati Laddu issue, it concerns about religious purity and tradition and the dietary constructions and all that. So the statement of, listen Razakji, listen. The statement of Owaisi is an attempt to stir communal tensions. Merely he's exploiting religious sentiments.
That is the comparison. Why such a big human
One thing, sir. You need to listen. Where did the comparison come from? That's what I'm asking. Where did the comparison come from? What the legal framework है? इसके ऊपर JPC लगाया. आपको कुछ है तो JPC में जाके बोलो. असदुद्दीन ओवैसी in Parliament.
No.
Notorious mindset starts from Nagpur.
Jyotsna ji, I want to bring in Ratan Sharda and Professor Pullara. 1 minute. I want to bring in Professor Jyotsna ji, listen to this. Listen to this. You'll really enjoy this point. You will really enjoy this point. All of you will enjoy this point. To take the cock and bull theory forward, I'm going to ask Abdul Razak a yes or no question. He will only say yes or no. Did a Muslim... 1 minute, listen to me, Razak. Did a Muslim leader in Bengaluru... Razak, I'm repeating it. Did a Muslim leader in Bengaluru/Karnataka claim that the Vidhana Sauda in Bengaluru is Waqf property? Yes or no?
You are talking about the former Waqf.
Tell me yes or no.
Yes.
Tell me yes or no.
Yes.
Tell me yes or no.
But there is a story behind.
Tell me yes or no. I said yes or no question. Yes. Ho gaya.
Yes.
Stop. Enough. They want to stake claim to the assembly in Karnataka. 1 minute. They want to stake claim to the assembly in Karnatataka. I'm going to go to Professor Pullara. No. I'm going to Professor Pullara. Professor Pullara and Ratan Sharda has not spoken. Ratan Sharda.
Ask them.
Yeah.
Ask them why are they linking religious sensitivity with legal framework. You need to ask that question.
I'm asking that question. I'm going to Ratan Sharda and Professor Pullara. Okay. I'm going to calm this debate down. I'm going to calm this debate down. I'm going to calm this debate down a bit. I'm getting Ratan Sharda and Professor Pullara, very, very senior analysts on opposite sides of the political spectrum. Ratan Sharda, Owaisi knows how to spin a headline, create a controversy, right? Get people talking about an issue. Waqf was almost forgotten. People were living with it. And then he does this, right? You see the ridiculousness of the Waqf. How can you compare the two? Ratan Sharda, in your view, could he have avoided it? Ratan Sharda and Professor Pullara, yes.
Well, Niranjan, to my mind, Professor, you want to go first?
No, you talk. I enjoy listening to you. You talk.
It's fantastic. At least you're speaking to each other.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
See, for me, Satyendra Owaisi deliberately is trying to rub salt in Hindu wounds. Now, what is the point of debate? Debate is the persecution of Hindus by taking over their temples versus privilege that Muslims enjoy under the constitution. It is a debate between right taken away by Congress from Hindus and given special rights gifted to Muslims by Congress, by the Waqf board, and taking away temples under HRC. It's a debate between Hindus who want justice for their temples being taken over, given this useless prasad, and putting even prasad into a tender business. The debate is between Hindus have been disempowered by the constitution, the law, by not having rights to govern their own temples, their own religious affairs, even teaching their own religious text or scriptures in their schools. It is versus Muslims given extra power by giving this Waqf board, amending the constitution. What was wrong with the Waqf Board Act of 1954? Where were Muslims from 1947 to 1954? Why, if that was Waqf board and that was what the Muslims wanted, then what changed that it became a very highly toxic, overly powerful 1985 amendment? Was Waqf board not Muslim enough before that? And why it was again amended by Congress in 2013? Was Waqf board not Muslim enough? These are the issues that are being discussed. And nobody is taking over Waqf. We are worried that Waqf will take over our homes, our villages, our temples. See, Mughals ruled over mass land in Bharat. So tomorrow they will say every land belongs to Muslims. They wanted land, they wanted Sharia, they were given Pakistan. One third of the land. With bloody violences and murder of lakhs of people, dishousing of crores of people was created. Now they want the same rights back in Bharat. Then why is the division done on India? So all this is unnecessary creation of persecution complex. The Waqf was there before that, 1954, and that was not a religious faith. Then what was 1995? What was 2013? So the entire debate is a hocus pocus. It carries no weight. It is not related to Sharia because there is no Waqf before 1954. Then what are Muslims doing at that time? So these are all useless, pointless debates, creating heat, creating hate between the people, and making a joke out of faith of Hindus have been heard very badly. To my mind, Laddu is not the issue. Laddu is symbolic of misleading of Hindus, their own religious faith, and by taking over the temple, 3,000, 4,000 crore worth of donation every year, and my prasadam is sold to me, and that too under the tender process, is a mercantile business. It is a temple. What the hell is these people doing by making a tender a mercantile business out of this prasadam? Did Hindu ask for poor prasad? Did they ask for to pay for the prasad? They should be given it free. What are they doing with all the money? They are using the money for secular purposes of government. They are using the money for madrasas churches also, but they are not using the money for giving prasadam to people who actually contributed to this particular temple. So I want my temples back. I have no issue by one batch of laddus have got some impurity or not, because it shows total lack of faith, total people who are on the governing the temples who have no devotion to this particular dharma, who have no devotion to this Bhagwan Tirupati, and they don't deserve to be on the trust, and we deserve better than this.
Yeah. Professor Rao.
Okay, let me make one correction. I heard everything that our friend said. I don't disagree with any one of them. One big correction. The Joint Parliamentary Committee on Waqf was set up in 2002 when Vajpayee was Prime Minister. Bairat Singh Shekhawat was the chairman of Rajya Sabha. And the first chairman was Lal Jan Basha, belonging to the Telugu Desam Party. It was not Rahman Khan who came later. The entire report was compiled, formulated during Mr. Vajpayee's time. That was who they set it up, not the Congress Party. Later on, what the Congress Party did, I don't defend what they did. That's the history. The second part of it is, I don't want to go into what Mr. Owaisi said, but he has, as Ms. Sanju Verma has said, articles so she quoted. Article 19, Mr. Owaisi has the right to talk. He has a right to talk. That is the major problem that's going on here. He has a right to talk. And he has talked. Therefore, I think we should not grudge him. We should not grudge him that. Let the differences come out. Let the differences come out in the open. And we can try to resolve it in a democracy. We need not be afraid of an opinion. Yes, stating his opinion is not the last word on the issue. And it should be, and he has not yet said his view. And we cannot tell him, don't have this view. And therefore, we should let that argument be there and define the Laddu issue. And all of this is another thing. Niranjanji,
yes.
One small point I just want to make. Since you have given a lot of emphasis to Tirupati temple.
Yes.
Even the other day, I mentioned this. Why isn't the Andhra Pradesh government and central government removing Tirupati from the state government's control? This is a great opportunity.
I'll tell you.
Support will be there.
May I come in, Niranjan? I need to make a rebuttal, please, because you made some points about what I had to speak.
Can I ask one question?
And what I had to say earlier on in the debate.
I want to ask one question.
Rebuttal, please?
Yeah, I'm letting you speak, Sanju, but I want to ask one question to the entire panel. Okay? One question to the entire panel. Just nod your head or shake your head and I'll understand, okay? Were there non-Hindus in the TTD board? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No.
I haven't completed second part of my question. Razak, relax. Razak, hold on. Don't be excited.
There were.
Why? No, wait. Does Owaisi or anybody in these Muslim groups fighting against the Waqf Bill, are they for or against inclusion of non-Muslims in the new Waqf Bill, on the new Waqf board? Yes or no? Do they want non-Muslims on the Waqf board, the new Waqf board?
We don't want administration.
Exactly. You don't want. Fine. You don't want. You answered my question. Sanju's coming. Sanju's coming in. I wanted to ask. My point is made. Sanju and then Jyotsna. Sanju. Adil Arao. Sanju.
Thank you. Niranjan, I agree with Mr. Pula Rao. Article 19 gives you, me, Jyotsna, Mr. Ratan Sharda, each one of us freedom of speech, freedom of expression. But I fail to understand, I've never seen Mr. Pulla Rao stand up in solidarity with Hindus, when the matter is about Hindus and their free speech, Hindus and their freedom of expression, Hindus and their rights under what their Hindu dharma or Sanatan dharma entails. But that is not the moot point of the debate. I would like to point out, and for the benefit of your audience, nobody on the panel has spoken about the very, very important judgment given very, very recently, barely a few hours back, by the Delhi High Court, which has actually rejected the claims of the Shahi Idgah Committee. The Shahi Idgah Committee did not want the statue of Maharani Jhansi, Rani of Jhansi, to be installed at the Shahi Idgah Park at Sadar Bazaar in Delhi. And this is what the single judge bench of the Delhi High Court said to the Shahi Idgah Committee, which I think every Muslim and every sane-minded Indian should hear. The Delhi High Court said, Rani of Jhansi is a national hero. The Waqf board has no business undermining our national heroes, point number one.
Yeah.
Then the Delhi High Court said that, the Delhi Development Authority, the DDA, has absolute right to maintain any property that it deems fit, and the Waqf has no legal or fundamental right to oppose the maintenance and upkeep that the DDA engages in, including of statues like that of Rani of Jhansi, which needs to be installed at the Shahi Idgah Park. Then the Delhi High Court said to the Shahi Idgah Committee, do not make scandalous comments. And the fourth point was the most important one, which the likes of Asaduddin Owaisi need to hear. The Delhi High Court said, let the Waqf board not make scandalous comments, let the Waqf board not divide people on the grounds of religion, not divide people on the basis of communal overtones, and not polarize people within the country. So Asaduddin Owaisi needs to stop polarizing people, needs to stop dividing people, needs to stop communalizing every issue. The Waqf Amendment Act is about bringing in accountability, bringing in transparency, digitizing records, and setting in place a legal mechanism if you really want to reclaim an illegal property.
I want to know how is it about Astha? No, 1 minute. Because he said, I'll tell you his exact quote. 1 minute. 1 minute. Sanju, 1 second. Sanju, 1 second. He says, प्रसाद में आप बोल रहे थे कि एनिमल फैट आ गया तो गलत है, वो उनकी आस्था है, मगर यहाँ पर हमारी आस्था है, वक्फ बोर्ड मुस्लिम धर्म की हिस्सा है. ये आस्था की बात कैसी हुई? ये स्टैट्यूटरी बोर्ड है ना सर जी? आदिल, ये स्टैट्यूटरी बोर्ड है ना? स्टैट्यूटरी बोर्ड है. हाउ इज इट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ ऑल मुस्लिम्स? 1 मिनट. आदिल से पूछ रहा हूँ.
Ranjan, there is no sensitivity to this because it was not there before 54. It was amended in 95. Amended in 2013.
Yeah. Let me speak.
Adil, 30 seconds. Adil.
My name is Adil. My name is not Ratan Sarda Sahib. My name is Adil.
I didn't know.
Please let me speak. Please.
I didn't know you were Adil. I thought you were some other grey person.
Okay, Adil, go ahead.
You need some cataract.
You're wasting time, sir. Go ahead. You're wasting time, Adil. Go ahead.
Yes.
No.
Yes,
my dear brother, my concern is that ईदगाह मस्जिद ये हमारी आस्था का केंद्र है. इमाम कौन रहेंगे वो रतन सारदा और संजू वर्मा नहीं करेंगी.
हाँ.
रानी लक्ष्मीबाई का फैसला. लेट मी स्पीक.
हमको कोई इंटरेस्ट
नहीं है. लेट मी स्पीक. अंकल लेट मी स्पीक.
कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. नहीं, आप गलत इल्जाम मत लगाइए. हमको कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं तुम्हारे इमाम में. हमको कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं मस्जिद के अंदर.
No, don't call him uncle. He's got a name. Adil, उसको अंकल मत बुलाइए आप. उसको अंकल मत बुलाइए आप. ये ठीक नहीं है. आप उनको अंकल मत बुलाइए. ये क्या है अंकल बुलाना? ना, अंकल क्यों बुला रहे हो उसको? अंकल नहीं, आप ऐसे बोल रहे हैं कि वो हम डिसाइड करेंगे. और सुन लीजिए, आपने जाके शिवालय, मैं बोल रहा हूँ आपको, शिवालय जो लखनऊ में था उसको जाके रजिस्टर कर लिया वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी करके. हाँ, उत्तर प्रदेश या सेंट्रल वक्फ बोर्ड के साथ आप कोल्यूट करके. हाँ, 1 minute. Sanju, one sec. Sanju, no need to call anybody names. No need to call anybody names. Just because he said something, no need to call anybody names. I'm running out of time. No need to call anybody names. There is absolutely no reason to call anybody names. Please take everything back. There's no need to call anybody names. No need to call it. I've told him there's no need to call anybody uncle. You don't have to call him any names either. You don't have to call him any names either. Please take that back. Please take that back. Take that back. Take that back. Take that back. I'm ending the debate. Run out of time. Ratan Sharda ji, it's a very sensitive debate. We'll speak again. It's a very sensitive debate, not the kind we can have with Adil. Please, Adil, आपको भी ना थोड़ा, please, you have to learn to respect other panelists. You have to learn to respect Adil. आप ऐसे नहीं कर सकते आप. ऐसे नहीं कर सकते आप. बहुत गलत किया आपने. Please, uncle कैसे बुलाते आप? No, Sanju, you can't say that. Please take that back. I've run out of time. I've run out of time. I'm sorry, only because I'm short of time. Only because I'm short of time. I'm thanking all our panelists. I'm short of time, Ratanji, I apologize. I've run out of time because I have an interview with Amitabh Kant coming up. Amitabh Kant on 10 years of Make in India. Make in India is not just a slogan anymore. It's a reality. Think about 10 to 11 years back when India would manufacture just about 5 crore mobile phones. Today we produce over 60 crore mobile phones, and all of this transformation has happened in the last 10 years. Manufacturing adding up to almost 15 to 16% of our GDP. From being importers, we are now exporters, and 10 years of Make in India, the Prime Minister spoke about it, the transformation of India in the last 10 years. On the Make in India front, Amitabh Kant spoke to us. Here's that excerpt.
Co-powered by Jaguar Bath & Light.
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we